silent sweetheart. I noticed the smoke minutes before I happened upon the car wreck, a great pillar of gray-black rising into the sky. It was so strange. I remember thinking that. Clear, straight, level road. No ice, or rain, or anything. A perfect summer morning. The car had to have been going fast. Way too fast. It was more or less wrapped around the tree. How did the tree still stand? It's weird how your mind seems to focus on ridiculous details when you're in shock. And I was in shock. The woman was standing in the middle of the road covered in blood, and I mean drenched in it, crimson from top to toe, the white of her wide open eyes, the only contrast in the horrible imagery. She was walking real slow, unbalanced steps. I slid to a stop in the middle of the road. "Are you all right?" I yelled, stumbling out of my car. "Hang on, I'm calling for help." I knew roughly where we were, about 3-4 miles from Fletcher's Gulf, but for some reason I struggled to explain this to the dispatcher. It was like the words were stuck in my throat. I spent way too long babbling incomprehensibly on the phone and didn't notice the woman approaching me. "Please," she muttered, blood dripping from her lips. "Please, help my husband." I hadn't noticed the baby until then. She was holding it tightly, wrapped inside her torn sweater. I grabbed a blanket from the back seat and sort of flung it around her shoulders. I didn't know what I was doing, but it seemed like a good idea at that time. "Wait here," I said. "I'll check on your husband." I ran to the wreck, my mind desperately trying to catch up to my body. There was just no way the husband, was alive. I knew that even before I saw the state of him. A massive branch had cut clean through the driver's side of the car, and if I wasn't numbed by shock and panic, the sight of him surely would have driven me mad. Half of his face was gone, and most of his neck too. Just open, exposed flesh, muscle and sinew and blood. I gagged uncontrollably, but somehow managed to keep my composure. But then I looked in the back seat. I puked my guts out right then and there. I couldn't hold it in. It wasn't just the sight, you see. It was the whole thing. The mere thought of it. The woman, the baby, the shock. Just too much. Way too much. How could I possibly tell her? Tell her that half of the baby still remained in that back seat, that she was carrying around the torn, mangled corpse of her child. She sat there in my car, singing a soft lullaby, cuddling the pale remains like nothing had happened. "You're so calm," she smiled. "You're such a silent sweetheart." And then it started crying. Rules. Rule 1. I paused, trying to find a good way to word it. After all, it had felt like a lifetime since I had to go over these. Always ask someone to tell you your name before they re-enter. Memory loss is the first sign of infection. You got that, Ellie? Yeah, the new arrival responded meekly, still shaken from her time outside. Good. I headed down the hallway to our makeshift kitchen, Ellie following behind. Rule 2. Only eat your rations. Food's scarce now, but I'm sure you already know that, I admitted with a chuckle. Ellie gave a quivering smile in return. Rule 3. I continued, branding a stern expression. You'll be allotted a shift to keep watch for the group. Under no circumstance are you to leave your station or fall asleep at any point during this time. Understand? Yes, I understand. Ellie quickly responded, startled by my sudden change in tone. We entered the common room as we spoke, each finding spots on a scavenged couch. Okay. Rule 4. If you hear humans screaming outside, do not, and I repeat, do not investigate it. More likely than not, it's one of those creatures trying to lure you to it. All right. Ellie looked uncertain. But, leader, you can just call me Niall. Oh, okay. Niall? What if it's an actual person who needs our... We can't risk it, I interjected. Better one stranger dies than any of us risk infecting the rest. She nodded solemnly, prompting me to continue. Rule 5. Never answer the knocking on the front door, even if they say it's Juan or Alicia. While those are indeed members of our group, if any of us leave, we exclusively use the back door, not the front. Even then, those two have never and will never be on salvage duty, so they shouldn't have a reason to go out in the first place. Okay, she responded. And that should be it. Your room is on the second floor. The third, second door to the left. I'll meet you in about 10 minutes to discuss your rations and station time. All right. She showed a slight but genuine grin. Thank you guys for taking me in. It's not a problem at all. We're just trying to keep humanity alive. She nodded in understanding before getting up and heading towards the stairs. It was nice meeting you. What was it again? Ellie. Oh, right. Ellie. Beyond the within. It all started with a scab. Wasn't a big wound either, you see. Just scraped myself, turning a corner too quickly, dragging my left arm along a rough brick wall for a split second. A thin vertical sliver on my forearm, hardly even noticeable. I don't know what came over me, but I sat there staring at it, transfixed by its near-perfect symmetrical shape, like it held some deeper meaning that I wasn't capable of understanding yet. Like an alluring promise of something more, something esoteric and beautiful, something lurking just beyond the depressing limits of the human mind. So, I dug my fingernails into my skin, grabbing the end of the scab between my thumb and index, and pulled it gently upwards. The wound, the crevice, previously held together by the organic band-aid, started opening again, unfolding like a flower or a book perhaps. Blood started pouring from the wound, like a stream or river overflowing. Sure, there was pain, but the mental torment of an unwanted existence, void of any tangible autonomy, far outweighed the physical aspect of it. I reached into the wound, pulling out at the edges of it, widening the chasm of flesh and muscle, fingers wrapping around the stringy tendrils and a sinew, violently pushing bone and tissue aside in my search for an answer, any answer, to the why and the how and the where. I had my entire arm in there, up to my shoulder, before I realized it wasn't going anywhere. Or maybe it was going everywhere. The wound was bottomless, a comforting pit of lukewarm flesh and blood, pulsating like a womb, the spongy leathery walls contracting to the rhythm of my heartbeat. I can go inside of myself, crawl into my own wounds, taste the black cysts and tumors, eat them, eat the rotting infestation, and by doing so, purifying myself, purifying life itself. I pulled out, reflecting now on what lies within, what lies beyond the within. I found a knife, standard kitchen type, and cut open new tunnels, new holes, new portals, every fleshly slit a new dimension, a new passage to burrow in it, every oozing wound offering new answers, answers to questions we've never even thought to ask. Can't you just feel it? Fingernails clawing at muscles, a mouth full of blood, writhing your way through organs and guts, suffocating slowly as you dive deeper and deeper into yourself. I can show you, show you how to get there. Enough of your psycho shit, Corinne. What happened to your wife and kids? What did you do to them? Haven't you been listening to a word I've said, detective? It's all in there, all the answers. I set them free. I show them the way. They're all on the other side now. I put them there. I put them inside me, within the beyond, beyond the within. The storm. I saw the storm coming, not like it mattered much. You can't exactly dodge a storm. The storm wasn't the bad part anyway. It's what came with the storm. Creatures with no emotion, too many arms and legs for them to all be functional, and endless rows of eyes that were always watching. Always watching. We figured the storm shelter would keep us safe. It was meant to withstand tornadoes, so surely a few monsters couldn't break in. Boy, we were wrong. We only had a few seconds to listen to the rain panging on the storm shelter door. Then the scratching started, the endless scratching. The banging joined the scratching after a while, and the storm shelter door started to buckle, rain seeping in. The fingers reached in soon after. They pry the doors off with unimaginable strength. We tried to fight. They didn't care. They dragged us out into the storm and consumed us. But I haven't died. No, I merely added another set of arms, legs, and eyes to the creature who consumed me. I try to keep track of which were mine, but I don't bother anymore. I sit here, alone with my thoughts, trying to figure out what went wrong. Every time I run it back in my head, it doesn't make sense. I did what the authorities said. I never lied. I always helped others. But now I'm here, alone with my thoughts. I wish I could get out, but no one's listening. As the creature marches on under the storm towards its next meal. I've tried to stop it, but two legs can never stop dozens more. I've tried to sleep, but my brain doesn't rest, if I've even got a brain anymore. I barely pay attention to what this creature does. It's always monotonous marching, on, and I've long since retreated into the confines of my mind. I've really got to get out of this office more. I want a divorce. What are you talking about? I kept my voice steady. I don't want you to come home. I've already put your things in boxes. They're in the storage locker. Look, Hannah, what is this? We said we would talk when I got back. I closed my eyes and I remembered why I needed this. finding strength in the certainty that I was doing the right thing, and I gripped the phone hard. There's nothing more to talk about, Michael. We don't work. We haven't worked for a long time, and I'm not ready to just move on, forgive and forget. I just can't do it. Is this about, don't you fucking say her name. Baby, I told you, it was a mistake. It was only a kiss, and I stopped it. It just happened. I don't have any feelings for her. I love you. That's bullshit, Michael. Nobody held a gun to your head and made you kiss her. You did it because you wanted to, because you could. And it's not just about her. Look, I don't want to argue, okay? This is better. It's better for you, it's better for me, and it's better for Rebecca. It's better. I can't just walk away, Hannah. The two of you are my whole life. Everything else is just shit I have to do so at the end of the day, I can come home to you. I'm sorry, Michael. I don't feel the way anymore. What? I don't love you. You don't love me? The phone shook in my hands as I blinked back tears. Breathe, Hannah. Breathe. Keep breathing. You can do this. You're strong. No, not anymore. I heard him cry over the phone. His voice was thin, whining. You're lying. I'll always love you, Michael, but I don't love you like that anymore. I can't. There's just too much baggage. It's like sitting in a car that's going nowhere, and I can't anymore. I need to breathe again. An inarticulate sound came through the line, garbled. He was probably pressing the phone against his chest, trying to find the right words, so I said them for him. Goodbye, Michael. My lawyer will be in touch. Hannah, I hung up on him and threw the phone on the couch, sinking to the floor. I couldn't hold the anguish in anymore, and I felt like I was going to be sick. Well done. I looked at her perfectly manicured nails, curled hair, sweetheart dimples, and the knife she held against my baby's throat. I did what you wanted. He's all yours. Please, let Rebecca go. Oh, sweetie, she chuckled. We both know that he'll never leave you, but hearing you on the phone just now, do you think anybody will be surprised when he comes home to Rebecca laying in her crib with a pillow on her face and you face down in the bath? I wailed as she cooed. Don't worry, Rebecca won't feel a thing. Peeglecom. Hello. Thank you for using Peeglecom. Peeglecom is the best random chat website in the dark web. Please read the rules carefully before you proceed further. There are 11 rules you must keep in mind while using our service. Number 1. Be nice to everyone. Number 2. Don't give strangers your personal information. Number 3. Don't use the word ritual or rituals on the common interest box. You do not want to meet those people. 4. If something pops up asking you to agree to some terms, simply click the small X hidden in the left corner. It's not from us or any human. 5. If you are chatting to someone and they ask if they can come over, say no and leave. If you said yes, then you invited it over. We will not be held responsible. 6. If someone tells you that their name is Mr. Macwell, report the user, and move on. 7. If you meet someone in chat that asks you to solve a riddle, answer within 15 minutes. Hint: the answer is always a part of the human body. If you fail to answer it or give the wrong answer, the best course of action is to destroy your device and any mirror in that room. Trust us, the alternative is worse. 8. We may be the best, but our video quality isn't perfect. If audio comes after video, we're really sorry, our bad. But if audio comes before the video, simply leave the website. There will be a knock at your door. Don't open it, and wait at least 15 minutes after the knocking is gone to open that door. It's possible that the knocking may come from the inside of your nearest bathroom. 9. If someone tells you that you look hungry, say something that indicates you will be back, like, "I'll be back after a quick snack," or "I'll be back after grabbing something to eat." Once you're out of the room, run. 10. If you notice a dark figure in the background of someone you're video chatting with, act as if everything is normal and leave after telling your new friend the code, "You look hungry." 11. If you try to hack us, we will gut you. Hi everybody, it's your creepy older sister here. Thank you so much for listening. You have no idea how I appreciate this. Since the channel is fairly new though, I would like to hear some comments or suggestions from you so that I can continuously improve my coming videos. If you want to know what the name of the channel means, you can check out the description below. If you want to send me stories to read, you can also check out my email and send it there. It's also in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so we can grow together here, and I'll definitely try my best to upload more each week. Once again, thank you very, very much. And to all the creepy experiences, bad vibes, scary people, and paranormal encounters, together we say to them, Tabi-tabi po.